What's up, guys? Welcome into another episode of the Michigan Recruiting Report. Today, we're going to be breaking down 5 new on-3 predictions coming out of Michigan's win over Ohio State. The Wolverines hosted a number of top recruiting targets in the Big House and certainly have momentum for some big-time targets in 2025. So we're going to be breaking down 5 new predictions that I made over on 3. Before we do that, I just want to remind you guys to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free, and also subscribe to the Wolverine for just $1 for 1 month. Take advantage of our limited time offer. All right, let's get into the prospects that I put in predictions for. Starting off on the offensive side of the ball with tight end Eli Owens, a 3-star out of Tennessee, out in the Smoky Mountain area. Eli Owens is definitely an interesting prospect. He's a shorter tight end at 6'2", 230, more of an H-back type of guy that would fit the Max Bredesen role, but he does offer more as a receiver. He's definitely a quality blocker as well. While he's just a 3-star, and that's mostly due to his measurables, he does have a pretty impressive offer list that includes Alabama and Ohio State. I think Michigan's done a fantastic job with Eli Owens, though. They now have a 94.4% chance of landing him. He has a great relationship with position coach Grant Newsome. Area recruiter Steve Clinkscale has done a great job with Eli Owens as well. So Michigan definitely trending in the right direction. That's 2 visits in November. I mean, on campus for the game against Purdue, right back on campus for the game against Ohio State. So Michigan really trending well with Owens. Next on the list is on 300 offensive lineman Avery Gash out of Michigan. So in-state prospect here. I think the Wolverines have really built up momentum recently with Avery. 81% chance of landing him now on the on-3 recruiting prediction machine. Gash is ranked as the number 11 interior offensive lineman, number 200 overall prospect nationally. One of the biggest priorities along the offensive line. There are so many names to know in the interior of the offensive line in 2025, but I think Gash is a take all the way. It's clear Sharon Moore has made him a top priority. Now, Ohio State seemed to be the leader early on, but Gash made 3 visits to Michigan this fall. And again, he was back on campus over the weekend. I think beating Ohio State really opened his eyes. He had a great time on campus. So, if he decides fairly soon, I think Michigan would be the pick. I think the Wolverines are the team to beat coming out of this weekend. Next on the list is 4-star edge Jaylen Williams out of Chicagoland. Jaylen Williams is one of my favorite prospects in the 2025 class. I saw him early on as an underclassman at Michigan's satellite camp in Chicago. And then I had a chance to see him again in game this fall, and he was super impressive. I mean, he's a legit 6'6", 280 pounds. He's one of those bigger edges, so kind of in the same mold as like an Aiden Hutchinson or a Mike Morris. He recently dropped in the on-3 rankings, not exactly sure why, but he's a consensus top 300 player everywhere else. 2 of the 4 sites have him as a top 200 prospect, which is where I have him graded. He had a great time on campus, has a great relationship with defensive line coach Mike Elston, as well as pass rush specialist Dylan Roney. And again, I know he's listed as a defensive lineman, but Michigan likes him as that bigger edge, and he can definitely get after the quarterback, as he showed me in game this fall. Next on the list is on 300 defensive back Alex Graham out of IMG Academy. So interesting thing about Graham is he's currently down at IMG Academy, but he's originally from Detroit. He actually played at Cass Tech as an underclassman. I saw him play for Cass Tech early on before he made the move, and had a chance to go out and meet with him this fall. And it's clear he's super interested in Michigan. I mean, he's a top 100 player on 3 of the 4 recruiting sites, on 3 a little lower on him than most. But I absolutely love Alex Graham. He's battled through some injuries over the past couple of years, but when he's healthy, he's one of the premier cornerbacks in the country. Can also play some safety as well. Just great natural instincts, great ball skills, really smart player. His mother attended Michigan, so obviously you have the tie there. Like I said previously, he attended Cass Tech. He's from Detroit. So I think all signs point to Michigan. It was great to get him on campus this weekend. He originally wasn't even scheduled to visit and popped up on campus. So that was great for Steve Clinkscale. I think he's done a fantastic job. And others that are familiar with his recruitment, like Ron Bellamy, are also heavily involved as well. Next on the list is Arkansas safety commit Marcus Wimberly. Wimberly is a small town kid from the state of Arkansas. He gave Arkansas an early verbal commitment, wanted to be the face of that class, but Arkansas has had some struggles as of late, and that's opened the door for Michigan to make a run here. Jay Harbaugh is leading the way in this recruitment. I've called him the master of obscure areas. He just knows how to connect with kids that are kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So Bauxite, Arkansas, if I'm even pronouncing that correctly, has a population of like less than 500 people. It is a really tiny town. He actually made the 13-hour drive to Ann Arbor this weekend. That shows how serious he is about potentially flipping to the Wolverines. I think he had a great time on campus. He really saw himself as a fit in the defense, and that relationship with Jay Harbaugh is really special. Remember, Harbaugh identified Colston Loveland out in Idaho early in the process. He was in on Gatlin Bear, another Idaho kid, and now dipping down into Arkansas and making some waves with Wimberly. And I think there's a legit shot for the Wolverines to flip him away from the Razorbacks following his visit this weekend. All right, guys. So those are the 5 recruits I put in on 3 predictions for, coming out of a really, really busy time in Ann Arbor. A lot of recruiting news over at thewolverine.com. So make sure to sign up for just $1 for 1 month. Also like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for free.